prison, right? Don't worry, this isn't a Ponzi scheme. Bernie Madoff was running a Ponzi scheme. This is just a garden, and nobody else is involved. You don't need anyone else. You can plant 10 seeds each day without help. It's easy. A seed germinates with heat and moisture, no sunlight. A seed germinates with heat and moisture, no sunlight. Sunlight comes later when you have leaves to receive the sunlight and begin making sugars from carbon dioxide and water. You reach a height of 4 inches and you have a value of $1. At this point you have 2 choices. If someone sees your plant and says, "I think this plant will give me $20 in tomatoes in 2 months and I'll be happy to pay you $1 for it. Will you sell?" You can say, "Yes, I will," or "No, I want to make the $20 myself." I don't know which is the best road to take. You can take the fiat currency and put it in the bank and watch it melt like an ice cube on a hot day. Or you can stick with real money, the tomato plant, and hold out for $20 in tomatoes. If you take the cash and buy silver, you might be okay, not because you have real money, the silver, but because you made 10,000% in a single month. That kind of growth rate will make you a trillionaire in just 7 months, starting with a penny, that's all. If you want to quit in the 6th month with just 10 billion, you can. There's no gun to your head like there is with the Social Security system. They make you pay in for 40 years, and after all that, they pay you back with cheaper dollars, and you don't even get all your money back. Some investment, that is, and you can't get out of it. If you try, go to jail, like Bernie Madoff, who was a crook. You're a crook because you don't want to play the Ponzi game. How do you like that? Okay, where are we? We planted the seed. It cost a penny. Now we have an offer for $1, and we're trying to decide. Take the $1 and go to prison, or trade it all for what's behind door number 3. Suppose you decide to hold out for $20 worth of vine-ripened tomatoes. Is that the worst of all possibilities? I don't know the future. The fascist government could come to your house and smash your garden and take all your silver and put you in one of those 1,600 FEMA concentration camps and then ship you off to Denver to the gas chamber. As soon as there is life, there is risk. General Douglas MacArthur said, "There is no security in the world, only opportunity." So take your $1 and try to convert that fiat currency to real money, or just stay in the tomato currency where your money wants to grow at 10,000% per month. Would you rather have $1 in pennies or $1 in seeds? You get 1,467 seeds for $1. There's $7.50 for an ounce, and there are 11,000 seeds in an ounce. Do the math. Are you better off with 100 pennies, which will not grow, or 1,467 seeds, which will grow if you give them moisture and heat? Plant 10 seeds daily and you get back $2,000 a day, but only if you sell. And you can't clone because cloning screws up my figures. If you clone each one of these plants, you could get 100 times as much, $200,000 per day instead of $2,000 per day. If inflation drives up the value of your crops, then you get even more. I don't predict the future. I'm just looking at the past and discovering some interesting possibilities that might come in handy for someone who is fighting the inflation battle. If you don't have yard space to grow tomato plants, what do? You might have to call your neighbors and have them grow your clones and split the crop. Will they all play fair? I doubt it. If some play fair, will you do it again next year? Maybe you will. It certainly makes sense to play ball again if it was successful the first time around. If you give an old lady a 4-inch plant that you cloned from another plant, and she can't buy food or medicine with her socialist security check, are you going to deny her food? Let her have her medicine and your tomatoes, and if she needs more plants, give them to her so she can eat. The government isn't going to take care of her. They hope she dies, less to pay out in Social Security. This woman is a burden to those who'd rather spend the nation's money on wars and invasions so they can make a killing selling arms. I don't like what government does, and that's why I'm telling you about this 10,000% per month investment. I hope you feed the entire block of old retired folks, and one day when you're old, you will either have a lot of silver or a lot of seeds, and you won't starve. I doubt that you will have Social Security, and if it is still around, what will the check buy? Bread? Bread will be $100 a loaf. Beef will be $500 per pound. I'm not guessing, I'm just extrapolating. Quantitative easing today, inflation tomorrow. If you hold your wealth in seeds, you can grow it without banks. The IRS probably won't seize your 4-inch plants, and if they want to take the mature tomato plants, let them. They'll have to transplant them and water them, and I don't think the IRS wants to work that hard. It's easier to seize someone's bank account or take their RVs, motorcycles, boats, cars, and houses. If you don't have any money in their banks, you can tell them, seize this. There are lots of reasons to hold your pennies in any real currency, like tomatoes, and preferably one that the IRS won't seize. But growth is the main reason that I'm advocating that you germinate seeds. I know that your pennies won't grow if you put them in a jar for 5 years, like I used to do. I don't think any bank in the world will pay you 10,000% per month on your pennies. So you have to take matters into your own hands and grow your pennies until they're dollars, and grow your $1 bills until they are $20 bills. Grow 20s until they're hundreds, and so on. If you grow a tomato and it weighs half a pound, it could be worth $1, but it has 50 seeds in it worth $5 to someone who just wants to buy 20 or 30 seeds and will pay $2.75 plus shipping. You can mail 30 seeds for about 50 cents. And what do these vendors charge for shipping? They charge $2 or more and only give you free shipping if you spend $50 with them. This is typical. So they make almost as much on the shipping as they do on the seeds. I put a value on the seeds purchased